G'day everyone, welcome back to another weekly tipping video on the channel. So pretty short video today as we'll be going over my tips for week 2 of the final series, both semi-finals with Brisbane versus Melbourne and Freo versus Collingwood. If you're going to enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, that'll be much appreciated. And let's kick it off with my tips from last week. Okay, my tips from week 1 of finals, and I did get a 3 out of 4. If you wanted to base my tips off my finals predictions a week earlier before I did my week 1 finals tips, I would have gotten 4 out of 4 because I did tip the Lions. But for my tips last week, I did hop on the bandwagon sort of and went with Richmond. I felt confident Richmond would pull off a win. The form-wise were a better side than the Lions, and to be fair, they really could have won. With Tom Lynch not really kicking that goal, should have split it through the middle, went around the corner on the left, but did not do that. But that's nothing against the Lions. They were terrific. No team deserved to lose that night. You're gonna feel good for the Lions. Chris Fagan getting that win, improving their finals record slightly, breaking the hoodoo sort of as well, especially against the Tigers. It was a sensational game to kick off finals week 1. What a win it was from the Lions. The defence stood up, and I think the midfielders like 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐎𝐥𝐝 had terrific games. Then the Friday night we had the Swans versus the D's. Did tip the Swans. Great game this was, heavily contested, hard slog, stoppage after stoppage, and some awesome goals on display throughout most of this game. In the fourth quarter, the Swans, or the second half, the Swans just seemed to be the better side. Their pressure was absolutely immense, forcing the turnover. They scored like 70 odd points to 3 points on turnover. That's how dangerous they can be, the Swans, once they hit that pressure and turn the ball over. And it was a great win for the Swans, winning by 22 points in a great fourth quarter, running over the top of the D's. Then did tip the Cats, and wow, this was another one of those games where no team deserved to lose on the day. Great game this was, one of the best finals games I think I've ever seen. Just a heavy goal-for-goal affair, momentum swings left, right, and centre. The lead changes, I mean, there was I think 17 lead changes for the back on Thursday night with the Tigers and the Lions, but geez, this was something sensational as well. A heavy battle throughout the day, end-to-end contest, and the Cats just getting on top of the pies when it did matter, winning by 6 points. Great game this was, and wow, I mean, again, no team deserved to lose. And then we did have Freo versus the Bulldogs. This game looked over, 41 points down. The Dockers were. Bulldogs looking absolutely awesome. They had nothing to lose again. All the pressure was on Freo, but their comeback was something special. Brayshawn Sarong really did stand up. Michael Walters had his best game in quite a long time. 𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐼 showed awesome pressure. Frederick along the wing. Back six really stood up. It was a great win for the Dockers, and it was just a huge win for the footy club. And can they do it this week in Melbourne against the Red Hot Pies? Okay, everyone, we'll quickly go over my top 10 in my Rolls Maker tipping competition. 10th, we've got Stephen Nevort. 9th, we've got Sub Velocity. 8th, the Mighty Old Gordo. 7th, Winsome. 6th, 𝐼𝐿𝐴97113. 5th, Buck for Life. 4th, 14A.stock. 3rd, Sophie Master 600. 2nd, Bloods for Life. And in first place, we have Platinum. Right, everyone, now let's get into my semi-finals tips. We have Friday night, the D's versus the Lions, and Saturday night, Collingwood versus Fremantle. Winner of the D's and the Lions will play Geelong in the prelim, and the winner of Collingwood and Fremantle will play the Swans in the other prelim. Both really interesting matchups here. We'll kick it off with the D's versus the Lions, and geez, T's love to play the Lions. It just seems absolutely bogey side. It seems for the Lions, they just cannot get their brand going against the D's. You always see those games we saw earlier in the year. They just get smashed and contested. The transition's far too good for the Lions. But geez, I feel like, will it be the case this matchup? I really don't feel like it will. I feel the Lions, it's almost like a free hit. They've got nothing to lose. It's understandable if they lose to the D's here. But geez, if they can put the pressure on Melbourne, this could be a really interesting matchup. But I feel like where this game is, one is the contest. Lions defense really does need to stand up, and I feel like, it was in somewhat decent form against the Tigers. They still conceded 100 points, and they've really got to watch out on a few of their dangerous forwards. Their forward half of the D's can't be inconsistent. If Gawn isn't going, that means 𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐼 Pickett and really Bailey Fritsch from there really need to get the ball rolling. Ben Brown really struggles to slot, at least 2 goals a game, it seems. So, Starcevic really needs to have a massive game. They don't have Marcus Adams back in, but if Starcevic can do a really handy job on a Fritsch or 𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐼 Pickett, that's one step done. Jack Payne was quite decent last week. We needed to do a really good job as well. Of course, Harris Andrews, their back six really needs to be big. I feel like their defense is probably just behind the midfield. The defense is still a massive priority if they want to knock off the Demons here. But geez, from what we've always seen, D's always love to play. The Lions just absolutely smack him around the ball, especially around the contest and going forward as well. So Lions defence really needs to stand up. Midfield as well, Lachie Neale and 𝐓𝐿𝐴 were awesome. Joey Berry had a great game. They are expecting back, and I'm pretty sure Noah Ainsworth and of course 𝐸𝐴 𝐼𝐵 both from suspension, so they'll give him a bit of X factor going forward. The Lions, Zach Bailey was great last week, so they have a bit of personnel back in, and you know, they might have this psychological edge a bit. They do have nothing to lose, but geez, against the D's, I mean, that first 3 quarters against the Swans was very good. Looked like they could have run away with it at the start of the third. They really got the ball rolling with their movement. But yeah, just the points on turnover was a bit of a concern. I felt like they didn't really play enough of the heat. When it mattered, they just couldn't play that brand for full 4 quarters. And yeah, it's just whoever's midfield comes out on top, really. Bailey Fritsch and 𝐸𝐼 can get on top. You'd think they'll be winning this game. Their defence was very tight last week against the Swans. I don't think they'll be giving up too many points against the Lions. So just because looking at how both these teams did play last week, of course the D's was the more convincing side to obviously pick in this game. And also considering it is at the MCG, they're going to be fired up after dropping that game against the Swans, where pretty much, you know, they didn't really do too bad. I felt like they played a great game. So yeah, against the Lions, I feel like it's a bridge too far for Brizzy to get the job done over the D's. But hey, bring it on if it's a close game. Who knows? I'm going to be going with the Demons here. I just feel like they're just too strong for the Lions. I mean, if the Lions defense can stand up, the midfield can get on top, they have a bit of X factor back on the side, it could be a good game. And I don't think it will be a smacking. D's get this job done by 20 points. And now for the second semi-final, the winner of this versus the Swans at the SCG. Collingwood versus Fremantle at the MCG. I think a lot of Pies fans will fancy their chances versus Freo here. Absolutely smacked him back in Optus, so why can't they do it here in front of their home deck, which is obviously going to be mostly Collingwood fans. You do feel, well, I mean, last week no team deserved to lose that game, Geelong versus Collingwood. The Pies unlucky on the wrong side of the scoreline where they had the chances to win that game. So it's such a fine line between where they are in this game. They could have had a home prelim. So yeah, looking at this, you know, you think it would just be an easy win for the Pies. To be honest, it could be. But geez, let's not write off Freo here. I feel like this is a game where a lot of people will be underestimating Fremantle. I feel like a lot of people thinking this is a walk in the park. And to be fair, the scoreline could be in a heavy favour of Collingwood. But geez, Fremantle, look, they're building onto something nicely. I know it was a start off the game poor against the Bulldogs, but eventually they got the ball rolling. This is a massive free hit for I feel like, you know, where they've been this year, where they've come from last year was just amazing. Finally have made finals football again, and they've got that finals win. So, you know, I feel like they'd be pretty content with the finals win. But of course, you know, that's not their mindset inside the 4 walls of the footy club. I'm just saying from a basis of a season, they'd be happy with that finals win. But geez, look, it's just a free hit against the Pies. In my eyes, it's simple as that. You know, their midfield, I think can really beat up Collingwood's. No Taylor Adams. They have to heavily rely on Jordan De Goey. Caleb Strong and Brayshaw are in terrific form. David Mundy really needs to lift. You know, not saying he did anything bad last week, but this is a player with age and experience that could really lift this Fremantle side. The defence did really tighten up Freo in that second half against the Bulldogs. Brennan Cox and Alex Pearce need to be very tight, you know, on the likes of Ash Johnson and Mason Cox, and also 𝐸𝐼 as well. Look, the matchup I think is pretty even, but just because, you know, it's finals football, Collingwood more adjusted to it in front of the home crowd and the big crowd, you feel like the Pies could get the job done here, and, you know, they are the favourites to win this game. Freo's forward line is also very interesting too. Can they find those targets? Can Roy Lobb get on top? You know, the Collingwood's defence is impeccable at the moment. It's still ranked number 1 in the competition. Just they don't allow that much scores inside 50. So Freo really need to either lie their eyes or get heaps of inside 50 entries. So look, I feel like this game could be pretty even in the contest. It could be, you know, maybe a bit of an end-to-end battle. But geez, you know, how the Pies take on the game, they're just very unlucky. It was such a fine line of where they were, you know, where they could have been this week. They could have been in the home prelim final if they got on the right side of the scoreline. And geez, against the Freo, you know, I just feel like, you know, form-wise, they should be winning this game, the Pies. But geez, Freo, don't underestimate them. This could be seriously a bit of an underrated game. Freo could really turn it up, and who knows, it's finals football, anything could happen. But just because I feel like, you know, Pies just have a bit more of that creativity and a bit more of that ball use, a bit more of taking the game on, that can really shell shock maybe a few of the Freo players, especially in defence. And yeah, I will be going the Pies here, but geez, you know, you never know. But yeah, Pies should be getting this job done, and hopefully another close game and I think it will be. I think it'll be under 20 points. We'll go Collingwood by 14 points. So everyone, there is my tips for week 2 of the 2022 AFL Finals Series. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to enjoy today's video, and also comment down below and let me know what you think of my tips. Love to hear your fellas' thoughts. Once again, everyone, thank you very much for watching today's video, and until next time, I'll talk to you later. See you later, guys.